Transitioning over to UFC, we got UFC. What is it? 292 coming up.
292.
Sean O'Malley is going for his first title shot against Aljamain Sterling in the bantamweight division. Who do you got and why?
This is a fairly easy pick for me. Now, let me not say confident, but just when you asked that, my initial reaction is Aljo, just based off of what I think they're bringing to the table. Right, Aljo's a phenomenal grappler. I would say back specialist more than anything, opposed to what I've seen from Sean O'Malley. So to answer your question, yeah, I got Aljo. Do you want to know like the method of victory or like how deep are we going into this?
Go ahead.
I want to give you the floor. What do you?
Oh, this is tough because I think conventional logic, you go Aljo. He's more proven. He's more battle tested. He's been in there with more people that have been on that high level. He's been at the top of the division for years, and he's obviously a champion. And his backpacking ability is crazy. I will say this though. I think I'm gonna go O'Malley.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why.
I got a theory. But
I'm gonna go O'Malley. And listen, I think it's no secret. My preference is with strikers. I like strikers a lot more than just grappling based folks. But one of the reasons I am cautiously optimistic about him being able to stay away from away from Aljo enough is because of how athletic he is. Dude got crazy fast twitch. And I think he's evasive enough to elude Aljo and not give up back exposure.
I got a question though, like
okay,
just off of what I'm thinking or what I've seen lately, because Aljo's sometimes he's on the back foot too. Like I'm just remembering him like kind of skating, along the defense line. So I'm wondering like, will O'Malley be going forward? Will he try to force shots out, or is he only going to be trying to play defense and defend shots and then some type of like scrambling situation where he gives up his back? Now, like I do go back to in my opinion, like what's the most like similar fight or fighting style? That Aljo's fought. It's Corey Sandhagen. Now he did kind of go forward and just blitz. I'm not blitzing, but like just kind of got on his back and put him out. I don't know that he'll do that. But I don't know, like just as of late, Aljo likes to kind of shoot and pick his spots. He's not just like a Habib, I'm going to walk you down and, shoot. So I wonder how that will go out. So when you say elusiveness, like is O'Malley going to be being elusive or is he going to be the one walking him down?
No, I think when I say elusiveness, I think O'Malley is going to be elusive enough to be able to defend the shots. In terms of like who's walking who down, I think it would be dangerous, and O'Malley does this a lot. He will let you come into him, pause, and he will let you take the lead or whatever, and have his back on the cage, and move laterally to get his strikes off. But I think it would be smarter for him to hold the center of the octagon because.
You talking about O'Malley, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If his back is against the cage a lot, Aljo's just gonna shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot.
Of course, this is a UFC, so like anything can happen. You get caught, anything. But I would just imagine if he's holding the center line and not moving, that'd be a little bit scary because I feel like you're much more of an easier target, like just generally for some mat wrestling, however, Aljo may want to do that. Because, like, I know he's going to be dangerous with knees, elbows, uppercuts, anything for shots. But, like, I don't know.
I don't think he's going to not move, though. Like, when I say hold.
No, I know what you mean. But when I think of, like, holding the center, right, like, there's a presence, there's a stance that you always have to be in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, be holding that down. Like, you're in a position to be read of like, all right, I'm holding this particular position down, in my opinion.
But if I just think he got to move laterally, though. Basically what I mean by that is he can't be back against the cage for long periods of time, or it's going to be a long night for him. Because even if he don't get his back took, he's going to be defending takedowns all night. He's probably going to eventually tire a little bit, so his fast twitch and his striking may not be as sharp as the fight wanes on if he's having to do a lot of grappling, especially early in the fight. So I just think it's important for him to, like, even if it's not just taking the center and holding the center and making sure you're on the front foot the entire time.
I don't take it as
keeping
that
his
literal.
back off the cage.
I'm not taking you on your word as that literal, but like, I don't know. It's hard to explain like what I have in my mind. Like there's a certain presence and a certain like positioning in which you have to take when you're like in the middle, right? You just feel like when you holding down the middle of the center of the octagon, or you're controlling the octagon, however that may be, in the center or through your movement, right? Like there's a certain presence or in front of that person that you have to be.
Yeah.
And so I just think the more you're doing that, the more you're in front of Aljo. Now, of course, if you're doing that right,
I think that's an advantage for O'Malley, though.
That's what I'm saying. The more you're doing that, you kind of can read. I was about to say, like, the more you're reading shots and you're forcing shots, right? So you know that you're gonna like, oh, when I throw this strike, that strike, he's probably gonna have to shoot because as good as O'Malley is on the feet, like if you're Aljo, like dog, you can't be sitting there under pressure. Like the dude's a sniper. You've been dropped before. Like these are tough weight cuts. This is your last fight at 135. So like. How tough are these weight cuts? Are you going to be able to take those shots if he's just in front of you and landing these heavy shots? So to your point, like I can see where somebody is, so heavy on the Sean O'Malley train, but I just think if there's any type of scrambling and Aljo gets his hands on him, like
it's a wrap.
I mean, I do like if you just want a prediction from me, I'll give you one. I think Aljo inside the distance by sub, particularly any sub.
Interesting.
Because I mean, I just don't know. And we've kind of spoke about this, but we can like kind of, if you want, I don't know how much time we have, but like I'm not so sure about Sean O'Malley's entire like submission, defense, and grappling. Like I know he's shown that he can survive off his back, but
he attacks off his back.
That's what's scary to me though. Like you're gonna give him attacking off your back or all that. You're gonna give Aljo that much opportunity to like.
I definitely don't think he should be. I think he should be more defensive than he's shown.
Like I think if Aljo's like, dude, go be my guest. You want to do that? No. Like, please, I'm gonna catch an arm, a strike. Aljo got all these funky submissions. Like dog, like he is and I think this needs to be said a little bit more. Like Aljo may be I think for my money, he's the greatest bantamweight. Just looking at the names he's beat. Just looking at the names he's beat, I think he has the most title defenses at bantamweight.
Does he? He has more than Dom Cruz?
Well, okay. I'm trying to think because are we merging UFC and WEC? I would have to go back.
No, just count. In UFC.
Yeah, because Dom, when he got there, right, he was injured, and then like who has he defended against? Because he lost against Cody Garbrandt. He won versus TJ back in like Boston back in the day, but that wasn't a defense. That was a title win. And so he gave up, due to his injuries. You remember Henan Barral? Oh, was interim, and then TJ Dillashaw just.
He might be. I guess I haven't even thought about Aljo being the best bantamweight of all time. Okay.
He's beaten Triple C.
He did fair and square.
He beat Peter Yan, who I thought
Listen, that was crazy.
Listen, I thought Peter Yan was gonna put him out, and he beat him fair and square. I mean, he got close toward the end, but he won his 3 rounds of 2, and he held him down and kind of wrote the blueprint. Like we seen Marab just run over Peter, but yeah, for my money, I'll say Aljo's the. I think he's the bantamweight GOAT at this point.
That's crazy. I've never even thought of him like that. I'll tell you this though. One thing too. I think Aljo will strike with him more than he should. And I think that's going to be a grave mistake. He always does. We don't ever see Aljo just come out and just shoot off the muscle or try to like get in the scramble off the muscle. He's very opportunistic when that presents itself, but Aljo is confident in his striking also, as weird and unorthodox as it is. It's literally funky. Like, so I feel like that is going to be a bad mistake for him.
Maybe. I mean, listen, I see why you would say that. Anybody who stood up with Sean O'Malley has always gotten rocked. Got dropped.